Hi, here's a description of the readings for Thursday, the 25th of September, and also an introduction to the new module on economy. Remember that I'm not going to be in class on Thursday, that I'll be in Chicago with my other class on a field trip, and so I'm going to give you a little bit of a longer introduction today to describe the various things that I'd like you to read and learn. Let's start off by reviewing what I would like you to know by the end of this module. In other words, here are the most important things that I'd like you to be able to deal with by the end of the module. By the end of this module, I'd like you to be able to discuss the meaning of a couple of phrases: market failure and economic externality. What is an externality? What do economists mean when they talk about market failure? Another thing I want you to do is I want you to be able to recognize and be able to discuss the fact that in many of the products that we buy, we do not pay the full cost associated with the sale or the use of that product. And I'd like to be able to give examples about that. I'd also like you to be able to suggest who pays. So if we don't pay when we buy something for the true cost of it, who ends up paying? And how does that work? I'd like you to be able to identify several important implications of the fact that we often don't pay the full price associated with the purchase or use of a product. And I'd like you to just especially be able to say what are the implications in terms of sustainability associated with not paying these externalities. And then finally, I'd like you to think about and be able to describe, based on the readings and videos that we watch, how governments at various levels might use their regulatory tools and policies to help shape the marketplace in a way that increases the possibility of sustainability and make sure that people, or increases the likelihood that people pay the true cost of the purchase and use of a product. So those are the big things that I'd like us to grapple with, and that I'm hoping that you'll be able to describe with facility and ease at the end of this module. Okay, so let's examine the readings for today in this new module. We'll start off by looking at a short video that examines the true cost of gasoline. This is the first really nice, it's a very nice little concrete short example of this idea of externalities. And, the last time you bought gasoline, I'm guessing you spent $3.25 to $3.80 per gallon. This video asks, well, if we really paid the true cost of gasoline, what would we be paying? The next video I want you to watch is a video that many of you have seen. It's the story of Stuff by Annie Leonard, and I'd like you to, even if you've seen this before, just go through it again and refresh your memory of it. I want you to pay particular attention to the question of externalities that she discusses, but I also want you to pay attention to this notion that that we've been somehow manipulated by corporations and advertisers to feel some kind of a deficit unless we purchase more things, unless we have the latest kind of things. And I want you to ask yourself, have you ever felt that? The Annie Leonard video challenges us and the way in which we've organized, or the world has been organized around us, or the way we've organized the world, because it suggests that we need some pretty substantial changes in the ways in which we engage the world through our economic activities. See what you think, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about it. The next thing I want you to do is read a blog post about Whole Foods and the way that Whole Foods primes us to purchase more things than we might otherwise purchase. It's a sophisticated psychological technique or set of techniques that gets us in the notion, or puts us in the place where we want to, or we're inclined to purchase more than we might otherwise purchase. See if you think you recognize any of the things that are described in this blog post. And then the final thing that I'd really like you to read is a portion of the introduction and the first 12 pages or so of, or 13 pages of Gus Speth's book, The Bridge at the Edge of the World. Gus is a brilliant fellow. He was the dean of forestry at Yale for a number of years, and he's got a historically important part in the environmental movement in the United States, and that he was one of the founders of the Environmental Defense Fund. Very smart guy. We'll read a couple things from him over the course of the semester. You can read it kind of quickly and just come away with the essence of this. You're not going to be quizzed on it, so I just want you to get the gist. What's the gist of what Gus is saying? If you're loving this, you can also do an optional reading called Strategic Consumption. Strategic consumption is this notion that you have the power to change the world through your purchases by what you choose to buy and what you choose not to buy. So if you have a few extra minutes, then you're inclined towards these kinds of readings. Take a look at that. Again, I won't be in class on Thursday, so we're going to do this kind of extended back and forth via the videos and the readings. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next week. Bye.